You know what I do? No, you know how I do. I just do me. I just do me. I be getting that money. They know me.
What's up, world and TY's family? It's your man Ty. You already know what I'm here to do, man. I'm here to talk my. Now, today, I got a few clips that I want to share. And I know I'm a little tardy to the party, but um, I was watching them at work, and they made me feel some type of way. So I wanted to come and give my opinion on what a lot of these analysts, so-called analysts, be talking about. Um, a lot of them biased, and I was actually shocked the ones that did give us credit, but I just knew we wasn't gonna get no credit for this win the next day on none of these channels. Some people actually shocked me, the ones that did get credit, but the ones that didn't, we already knew it was coming. So, here go the first clip. Then, I give my opinion about that. I actually got 3 clips I want to share. So, I give my opinion on all of
them. The fumble is everything. If not for that fumble, we're talking about this team scoring 13 points. If not for that fumble, we're saying 4 turnovers, 3 of them in scoring position. This was not an impressive performance. This game was more about a bad offense getting bailed out by a bad offense. Dallas's offense getting bailed out by Pittsburgh's offense. The turnovers and the turnovers and the giveaways. Shannon, with all due respect, to say this was Manning, Brady, and Mahomes-esque is absolutely outrageous.
Drive,
it was
the drive.
But the drive was a nice third down conversion of Ferguson, a nice screen. It was a 4th and goal. It wasn't like this unbelievable. This was more about Pittsburgh's defense as well, having some blown coverage. Guys, they had 6 points. They had 6 points with like 17 minutes to go in this football game. This was not a good offensive performance. Again, some throws by Dak Prescott were good, but to sit there and say that we got to give a ton of credit and that he and the offense were great at the end is so extreme, and we've seen 2-minute drives be great. It was good. It was solid. It took a 4th and goal conversion after a 3rd and goal miss that leads to a win. The play of the game is no question the details of Dak Prescott following that fumble. Shannon, you've been in the huddle when you've heard quarterbacks get told fouled football. That's it. But to sit here and say, oh my gosh, what a massive win. This was a team that they scored 20 back-to-back wins, and they're an average football team.
See, I can't even be mad at Dan when it comes to Dan. Because if it ain't Josh Allen, if it's not Josh Allen, or Burrows, or Herbert, or something like that. And I'm not gonna say what I really want to say, but if it ain't one of them, is or maybe he just got a personal issue with Dak. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. But the sit there and try to take away from what this game was, at the end of the day, our defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. So for our defense to rise up and actually slow down the mobile quarterback, slow down the rushing team, it spoke volumes. And then they stepped up with their backup players. A lot of our starters are out, so a lot of our starters stepped up. Obviously, Pittsburgh was beating somebody. They was 3-1 when they came to see us. And the only team that they did lose to was the Colts and Joe Flacco. Not to mention that they was holding teams to 10 and under. Like it is so to sit there and try to take away from what they did and make it seem less than it's bad offenses getting bailed out by bad offenses. Um, Everybody know we're trying to find our identity. Everybody know we're one dimensional. Um, so to see them come in there and establish a run, to see other players step up besides CD, even though I've been on the Jalen and Tolbert train for a few weeks now, but to see other players step up besides CD or even Ferguson, um, that was good. That was a good sign of things to come. That was a good sign that these dudes may be finding themselves, because Pittsburgh defense is not a bad defense, and the offense, our offense came out there and held their own. And you're gonna take that away? That the last drive wasn't spectacular. Now, granted, Dak had plenty of game-winning drives, but to sit there and say, that let Josh Allen had did it, or Joe Burrow, or Herbert or somebody, you'll be speaking a whole different tune. But the only thing impressive was the Dak recovering the fumble. Are you serious? Are you serious? That game came down to the last moments. To the last moments. And you're going to say that wasn't spectacular. That's what you call a nail biter. You're sitting on the edge of your seat. Because if this happened, a whole bunch of people going to be upset. On either side. But if something else happened, a whole bunch of people going to be upset. On either side. And that's how it worked. Let Dak Prescott not have made that throw. You would have came in bashing him. And you still tried to bash him. You would have came in bashing him. Y'all would have came in, how terrible the Cowboys are. And then how can we really take good advice from someone that didn't even know where the back of the end zone was? Like this is the information. This is like come on, man. You can't be serious, man. Like, I don't know. Another thing that's crazy to me, this man said we had 6 points with 17 minutes to go. But, like, in a Buffalo game, didn't they have 3 points before didn't they have 3 points before they got their touchdown? With like 20-something minutes to go? Like, but you want to criticize and say this offense is bad or whatever the case may be because they had 6 points with 17 minutes to go. It's crazy. The bias. But here go the next clip.
Zach Wilson's another one who everybody loved. Here is the list, and Booger's not going to like it, but we'll deal with Booger in a second. Here is the list for me. These are the top 10 quarterback. Obviously, nobody's going to argue with Mahomes. He is one. Nobody's going to argue with Burrow. He's been to a Super Bowl too. I am putting Aaron Rodgers much higher when he had him 8th or whatever they had him. I'm putting him 3rd. I'm going to bet on his money. I'm going to put my money on him. I'm going to bet on his guts. He's going to bounce back off that Achilles. I think Rodgers is still the 3rd best quarterback in football. I'll drop Allen 1 spot to 4. Stafford, anybody who saw that Detroit game last year and what he did in that field, and he's won a Super Bowl, not even an issue, he's 5. I'm going to put Hurts 6 because he would have been the Super Bowl MVP if they maybe didn't make a call on that defensive holding, and I still believe in him. Jackson never wins in the playoffs. He's been bad in the playoffs. I could even put him lower than this if I wanted to. I don't want to hear about Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. I'm tired of it. I mean, Buffalo last year against Kansas City was awful. He's 7. Goff has been to a Super Bowl and played great last year in the postseason. I can move him up if I wanted to. I love Stroud, so maybe it's only 1 year. I'm a little too quick with him. And I'm going to put Herbert 10th because I'm taking Herbert over Dak Prescott. And I would take Cousins over Prescott, too. That is my list. I mean, you want to argue with a couple of the placements? I don't know how you can argue with the top 10. Go ahead. Fight me off.
Oh, man. So, it killed me the way that they kept saying main man name. Main man was getting irked with him saying his name. But nonetheless, man, let's get into this list because this this list is foolery. One, you got Aaron Rodgers up there at 3. Now, Aaron Rodgers haven't been Aaron Rodgers for a very long time. The Aaron Rodgers that people fear. Then he also been injured because I believe this list was going off of 2023. He was injured all last year. So how you got this man at number 3? That's one, right? Number 2, you got Josh Allen at 4, but got Matthew Stafford at 5, and you got Jared Goff at 8. But you say you can't put Lamar over Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts been to a Super Bowl. Well, Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff won a Super Bowl, but you got Jared Goff below Jalen Hurts. Huh? Okay. Um. Then you Then you got Matthew Stafford under Josh Allen. And Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl, right? But then you say you have Justin Herbert and Kirk Cousins over Dak. But yet Justin Herbert never won a playoff game and Dak won one. I mean, Kirk Cousins won one. But Dak can't get on the list, right? But he got more playoff wins than both of them, right? CJ, he looked good last year, so yes, he does deserve the he does deserve to be on the list. But you putting CJ over Dak is crazy work. Dak got a larger body of work, right? CJ can come in this year and be a bust, but we basing this off of 2023. So I get it. They went in there, they won a game, and Cowboys got mopped by Green Bay. All right, but yeah, like Justin Herbert and you'll take Kirk Cousins over that when Dak got more playoff wins than both of them. All it takes is for the Cowboys to have a playoff run, and Dak could potentially have 6 playoff wins, right? If they have a nice little playoff run. But I don't know. Y'all just trying to base quarterback rankings off of playoff wins is beyond ridiculous to me. The regular season is a lot longer than the playoffs are. So for somebody that can come in and be consistent for several weeks, doing something, all it takes is for your team to have a bad game in the playoffs, and you done. You're done. You're done. Well, one bad week. That's all it takes. Football is the ultimate team sport. Peyton Manning, when he won the Super Bowl, he threw 7 interceptions. The first time he won the Super Bowl, he threw 7 interceptions the whole playoff series. He threw 3 the first game, 2 the next, 2 the next. He ain't throw none in the Super Bowl. That shows you that it's a team sport. He throw an interception, the defense 4, I got you. Throw another one 4, I got you. And at some point, an offensive player got, hey 4, look my way. I'm gonna go up and get that ball. I got you. We had no rushing attack. Against the 49ers. Like, we had no rushing attack. Now, and the game against the Rams, we lost that because of defense. We lost that because of defense. Game against the Packers, we lost that because of defense. Defense let Aaron Rodgers come down and get a field goal with like less than a minute left. Granted, the one against the 49ers, the offense should have rose up, but at the end of the day, even the 49ers said, the play calling was basic. They said the play calling was basic, and even the Cowboys fans screamed that our coaching is they whatever scheme that they got going on offensively is basic. They need to do more, especially the way that the NFL is going. Our offensive scheme doesn't make a defensive coordinator scratch his head. Like this not 1980s football, 1990s football. It's 2024. Be a little more innovative. But nonetheless, these last few years has been coaching. It's not players. It's beyond the players. It's coaching. It's preparation. Your game plan. It's beyond coaching. I mean, it's beyond the players. Yeah, the players got to go out there and execute. But if I can kind of predict what you're doing, is like I got the drop on you. Everybody know that. You got the drop on somebody. It don't matter how good you are. It don't matter.
Talk about my disappointment with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You look at Tolbert's catch in the first half. That's a busted coverage, and that's a busted coverage between Dante Jackson and Minkah Fitzpatrick, two veterans who have played extremely well, not only throughout their careers, but this game. And then you think about the run game of the Dallas Cowboys that has been insufficient this entire season, and you allow that to get going against you. Where's Patrick Queen stepping up and making plays? And Landon Roberts making plays. And then no matter what you think about the offensive performance of Justin Fields and the lack of a run game against the Dallas Cowboys who couldn't stop it, you have the lead 17-13 late in that game in your stadium, and you're supposed to be the vaunted Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Make a stop. Find a way to get a hand on a football. Find a way to get a turnover. Find a way to get to Dak Prescott. And we saw Dak Prescott recover that fumble in the end zone, but also Deshaun Elliott. You have the crosser. You've called cut. That's your guy. Beat him over the top. If he reverses back out to the other side, so be it. Sometimes you lose. I feel like the Steelers lost this game more than the Dallas Cowboys won it, and the Steelers aren't good enough to allow some of these games to slip away.
Now, I understand Ryan, probably a little biased because, he used to be a Steeler. So I get it. You want to be a little biased and you don't want to give Cowboys their credit because, you jumped on the Cowboy hate wagon too. But that's crazy to me though. Is you want to discredit they win to say the Steelers lost it more than the Cowboys beat them. But yet, if the Cowboys lose a game, it's not the Cowboys beating themselves. Is the Cowboys is this and the Cowboys is that and blah blah blah, whatever the case may be, whatever other headline y'all want to try to create. But now that they come up against your Vontage D and they not expose them, but they took control of the game. If you ask me, that was a battle of the defenses. Because at the end of the day, our coming into that game, our offense was a little suspect, and no, I wouldn't say Justin Fields is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL or anything, but y'all were doing a lot better than what we were doing. So for our defense to come in and kind of not put a halt to it, but slow it down, and then our offense to come in and gain a little rhythm. Why can't this just be a turning point for us? Like, why can't it be they getting a little comfortable with whatever they trying to sell them in dollars? Like, why can't it be any of that? Why does it have to be, the Pittsburgh Steelers, beat themselves? Like, get them dudes they credit. That was an awesome game. It was a good defensive game, and at the time that the offense needed to step up, they came and they stepped up. Like, they had 2 field goals the whole game. In the fourth quarter, they got them 2 touchdowns. They go ahead and take control of the game. Like, at the end of the day, that's when it matters the most. I don't care what you do. You can cruise all goddamn game and keep long as it stay close. But when it matters the most, it's about who wanted more. And the Cowboys wanted it more. Don't take that away from them. Do not take that away from them, because if the narrative changed and they didn't catch that, Jalen Tolbert didn't catch that pass on 4th down, you'll be coming in saying a whole different tune. If Justin Fields got to nail the game out, you would have been talking about how great that defense was. That's what you would have been saying. Regardless of what happened all game, it would have came down to that moment, and you would have been talking about how great Pittsburgh Steelers defense is, that the Cowboys got all the way to the 1-yard line and couldn't punch the ball in. That's what you would have been talking about. So miss me with that. Give these dudes their credit, man. Stop with all the Cowboy hate. Stop that. Like, at the end of the day, y'all get on these platforms and y'all create whatever narratives that y'all want, and then try to make it seem like is the Cowboys fans that's making y'all create this. Like, no, I just feel like all y'all want a bigger bag, so y'all want to attach y'all name to the Cowboy. And if you villainize them more than if you play the villain more than the hero, you gonna get recognized more. Cause more of us gonna come in and be ready to poke you with spikes and all that. Cause it's like, yo, like, what are you doing? You talking about our team? And at the end of the day, man, get them dudes they credit. That was a heck of a game. Our offense started to show a little promise, and them dudes picked it up a lot. Them young guys stepped it up a lot. I'm sure it made Dak trust some of them a lot more. It took a little pressure off of CD, and now defenses might have to start to think a little bit coming into the game that you can't just focus on CD. The run game got started just a little bit. Like, it was a lot better than it was over the last few weeks. And guess what? Y'all was the #1 defense. So stop that. Stop that. That's all I, man. It's crazy. It's tough being a Cowboys fan, man. It's tough being a Cowboys fan. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back at you with more. I know one of the videos was a little old, but I don't know how it popped up while I was watching or listening to YouTube yesterday at work. But I'm just like, wait, like, I'm listening to these quarterbacks and how you checking them off, and it's just like, wait, you really gonna like Dak was probably the best quarterback in the NFL last year and got snubbed for the MVP. Like, at the end of the day, y'all want to try to take out the couple games he played bad as if the quarterback that y'all picked had all great games. I mean, granted, they beat a lot of good teams, but it's a team sport. That defense was holding stuff down too. So, but like, comment, subscribe. We trying to run up these subscribers, man, and more subscribers that we get, eventually, we'll start doing little giveaways. In fact, I'm thinking probably next week we gonna, pick one of the new subscribers and go ahead and bless them a little bit. But I'll give more details on that later on to figure out how talk to my partner, and we figure out how we're gonna be able to do that, and what y'all will have to do in order to even participate your entry, to get your little entry for the drawing. But all in all, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all.
I just do me, I just get to that money. You broke, you got nothing on me. I just do me. I just do me. I just do me, I just stick to that script. Get money, that's me. I just do me.